Hi, it's Tess, and today's tip 454. And I was doing some research on what drains weight loss motivation. Um, I know I'm 6 years post-surgical, and just a reminder, I once was, now I'm down half my body weight. I've lost half my BMI, over 185 pounds. What I have learned for myself is that I tend to try to be what is called an overachiever. I try to do too much at once. And that tends to, in the past, has caused me problems not being able to go long term. So I was looking through the internet and looking up articles on what allows people to be successful long term. And I saw a statement that I thought was kind of interesting. And really what it says is, the way you approach weight loss can drain your weight loss motivation. For instance, setting unrealistic goals can throw you off track and even detract from your determination and drive. To fuel your success, find tips and use small steps to keep yourself moving forward. And I'm going to say that's definitely very true of me. I used to always set, and I always joked that every New Year's Eve I'd have 300 to-do list items. I'm going to move this a little bit so I can look at the other thing too. I used to come up every New Year's Eve with 300 things I wanted to do. I used to think that if I had the most comprehensive, complete list, I couldn't go wrong. But what I didn't realize is that I was overwhelming myself, and by overwhelming myself, I wasn't able to go long term. So that didn't work for me. I think the reason that it's worked for me now, 6 years post-surgical, is that I've taken turns on my path. I go so far, I realize I need to adjust, things need to look a little different, and I'll make an adjustment. I'll go down a little further, things will need another adjustment. I do not eat the same foods now that I ate pre-surgical. There are some foods that I just don't eat at all. There are some foods that I thought were good for me right after surgery that I don't eat at all anymore. It's kind of like learning. I try to learn what makes my body feel good. If I eat a certain food, if it makes me feel funky, then I don't eat it. I do narrow the number of hours that I have as open for eating. And a lot of that has to do with, Doc V's always pointed out, if you have a problem eating too much, then do you think it's wise to be eating 6 times a day? And in my case, the answer was no. So some of the tips or some of the reasons they say we fail long term is because sometimes we don't really have a good reason why. If somebody just said something slight of comment, you have to know yourself. Is that motivation for you long term? Or how do you need to feel on the inside? Are you enjoying the food more than you would enjoy feeling better and healthier? And as much as I didn't think I could do it, I like being able to go on planes, go to masterminds, meet new people, look at business life differently, look at all parts of life differently. I like experiencing life differently. So for me, I don't miss the things that I don't have anymore. Another item they talked about, I already mentioned, you got to set realistic weight loss goals. I was notorious for wanting to change. I could come up with every habit that I knew would get me to the finish line, and I tried to change every single one of them at once. I have talked before about how my morning routine evolved one morning routine at a time. First, it was waking up, and I used giving the animals a treat to make me get up. Then it was meditation. So then I'd wake up early and I'd meditate. Then when I mastered that, I'd wake up, meditate, and journal. When I mastered that, I'd add the next one. So it does have to be a journey, not a destination. It isn't today will make you succeed tomorrow. It's today built on tomorrow, built on next week, built on next month, built on next year, built on 6 years, built on 12 years that will carry you forever. So when you look at it that way, it does make it easier because it is a way of looking at your life differently to see that the outcome is going to be different. You have to choose a sustainable approach. Like when I went to San Diego and Secret Knock with Doc V, we split fish, but I had to draw a line at the, oh, hi, Sue, good to see you. I drew a line at the eating the fish eye, and I'm sure some do, and someday I probably will, but I just wasn't there yet. So you have to choose a sustainable approach. What are you willing to do today to make tomorrow better? And it's just small steps. And sometimes look for different things. Like I'm even finding now, I'll hold up clothes and I don't think I can fit in them, but I can fit in them. Look for things like not needing seatbelt extenders. Are you out of breath trying to tie your shoes? Can you walk further than you did before? You know, look for other things to kind of support your weight loss. At one time I had a list of all the non-weight loss victories that you could remember, you know, like photographs. You can look at photographs. People will notice and they'll make comments, but that only lasts in the beginning. After a period of time, that goes by the wayside. But look for the things to make you feel good about your journey. And I know that's helped me a lot. Other things they say is like a lot of us are part of Doc V's Transform Your Life challenge. Well, he's got his free group, which is the Doc V Transform Your Life Challenge group. And then he's got his weight loss group, which is the paid group that he goes live in every day. I do go live in his Transform Your Life group, and I will be going live tomorrow night. But that's a free group for anyone who's trying to connect, because another pointer is, of course, get with like-minded people, because you tend to become like the people you hang around with the most. So if you're seeking to succeed in weight loss, the best bet is to get connected to a group of people who are in that same battle, because and maybe turn that battle into an exciting, curious journey. Because I really do like the things that have been happening in my life, and I really do look forward to the things that are coming down the road. So it is a different mindset. I'm no longer in pain about what I'm not having anymore. I'm enjoying the new things I'm able to have, because I'm not locked in a box of cookies. I'm in a plane headed towards a new date or a new event or new people. And I've really, really enjoyed that. They do talk about rewarding yourself. I think for me, some of the rewarding has been going on the trips and meeting a lot of the people that I've been in these groups with for a couple of years. Self-compassion. You have to give yourself a break. We are harder on ourselves and say things to ourselves that we would never say to another person. We need to give ourselves a break and applaud the small progress. If you got up today 5, 10, 15 minutes earlier than normal, recognize that win, because then tomorrow you can build on it. And not every day build on it, because that's a lot to try to do in a short span of time. But when you know you've owned it and it feels good, add the next small step to your thing. Because like for me, I walk 15,000 steps a day, but I set that goal into play a year and a half ago by smaller amounts. Maybe it was 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 steps. And over the course of a year and a half, it came up. Now I'm not working on steps anymore. That's not one of my goals. All I do is keep that in the pocket of what's my normal things that I do. They're just my daily practices, as Doc V says, and I add something new that I'm working on. So I just keep everything that I have been doing there, and I just add one little thing differently. Because in the past, when I tried to take on too much too fast, it always got me in trouble. Self-compassion is really important. Be nice to yourself. You are making, even the idea that you're trying to make changes is something you should recognize. Rework your environment. There's all kinds of things, like do you need to clean out your pantry? Do you have enough fruits and vegetables? Are you drinking enough water? Do you like to set a pretty dinner plate, but smaller plates to eat on? Are you, all the different things that you can do to come together in a better way. I myself, because I'm almost 6 years out and I've been working with Doc V, I narrow the window of hours I eat every day, because I don't really need to eat. I eat too much if I keep the window open too long, so I just don't keep the window open. At first, I think I might have struggled with it, but the more you do something, the more it's a habit, the more you own it, and then you feel good because you accomplished something. And I think learn to love your body, learn to be happy and enjoy and celebrate the successes. I am doing things now that is further down the road, or more than I ever expected when I had surgery. I just wanted 10 years of active, and what it's turned into is a lifetime of adventures, a lifetime of experiences, a lifetime of new people, and a lifetime of chances to do life differently. And that's what I'd hope for you guys. So if you are struggling, just look for that one little thing to change. Be grace. Give yourself grace and try to enjoy the journey. Try not to make it so painful. It is actually fun on this side of it. I'm really enjoying everything. I'm not going to say that every day is perfect, but every day is a little bit better than the day before. And where I'm sitting at 5.5, almost 6 years post-surgical is better than I ever dreamed it would be. And I'd like to see that for you guys too. So thank you everybody who's on board with me. Have a beautiful, beautiful night. If you aren't part of Doc V's Transform Your Life group, I'll put a link to it in my page and you can sign up. I will be going live in there tomorrow night. And that's just a group that is actually a free group of like-minded people where we all get together and try to share things and try to motivate each other. I am also part of this paid group, and I have been for a year and a half, 2 years on that too now. But for me, it's helped me a lot to do things. Because even, and I've said before, doing the lives and going to the masterminds, those are all ideas that were introduced to me through the tribe, through Doc V's challenge group, which has actually been things that I really enjoy and really look forward to doing. So if I haven't met you, one day I look forward to meeting you. And remember, you're worth the effort. And the only person that's hard on you is you. Anybody else shouldn't even be in your life. Let yourself be excited and hopeful and happy for where the journey can be. If I could give you 5 minutes in what it was like to be at a BMI of 60 and unable to move and wondering how much time you had left, you would trade every cookie or every ice cream for that. And I just want you to get the most out of this time that you have here and enjoy the gift that is this life. So I hope you have a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend. And if you're around, I will be in Doc V's Transform Your Life group tomorrow night. Thank you and have a beautiful, beautiful day.